Let's talk about boundaries. Not the kind you set once and forget. Not the kind that show up only after you've been pushed past your breaking point. I'm talking about real boundaries, intentional ones. The kind that are rooted in self-awareness, in self-respect, and in the quiet courage it takes to honor your own limits, even when the world wants you to stretch beyond them. And here's where it starts. You do not need to earn the right to say no. You do not owe anyone unlimited access to your time, your energy, your emotions, or your life. You are allowed to take up space on your own terms. Let that land for a second. Breathe that in. You are allowed to exist without constantly explaining, fixing, or proving your worth. Because here's the thing. Many of us were raised to please, to stay agreeable, to smile through discomfort, to keep the peace, even if it costs us our own. And over time, that conditioning runs deep. You might hear yourself say yes automatically, out of habit, not desire. You might catch yourself overextending, overcommitting, overgiving, hoping deep down that your sacrifice will somehow be enough. But boundaries are not walls. They're not cold or mean or selfish. They are one of the most loving things you can offer, not just to others, but to yourself. Boundaries say, this is who I am, this is what I value, this is how I move through the world, and how I expect to be treated within it. So let me ask you some honest questions, and I want you to answer from the heart, not from habit. Where are you saying yes when your soul is screaming no? Where are you betraying your own needs just to be liked, accepted, or included? Where are you mistaking self-abandonment for love? Because here's the hard truth. When you constantly overextend yourself, you can end up resentful. You can end up drained. You can end up living a life that doesn't even feel like yours anymore. And you start to lose touch with your own inner voice, the one that says, I don't want to do this. I need rest. I deserve more than this. But it's never too late to come home to yourself, to remember you are not too much for having needs. You are not a burden for wanting rest, space, clarity, or honesty, and you are not difficult for refusing to abandon yourself any longer. Let's rewrite the story. From now on, you're allowed to pause before you respond, sleep on the decision, say no, thank you, cancel plans when you're depleted, speak up when something doesn't feel right. You're allowed to walk away from what no longer serves you, even if it once felt safe, even if it once felt like home. Because here's what people don't always say out loud. Boundaries protect your evolution. They allow you to grow without guilt. They help you become who you really are, not just who others expect you to be. And yes, some people won't like your boundaries. Some will push back. Some will call you selfish or distant or difficult. But that doesn't mean you're wrong. It means you're disrupting patterns they were benefiting from. Don't let someone's discomfort become your shame. Don't let their confusion turn into your apology. You are not here to be everything for everyone. You are here to be you, fully, fiercely, freely. And every time you say no to what drains you, you're saying yes to what fuels you. So here's what I want you to remember. Boundaries are not rejection. They are protection. You are allowed to evolve, to heal, to grow past the roles you once played, to create new standards for how you are treated. And healing? It doesn't always look like deep transformation in one day. Sometimes healing looks like saying no without guilt. Sometimes it's going to bed early instead of people-pleasing. Sometimes it's letting the phone ring and choosing peace instead. You don't have to explain your boundaries. You just have to honor them. With consistency, with clarity, with love. Because when you hold a boundary, you teach the world how to treat you. You teach yourself what you're worth. And love, let me say this loud and clear, you are worthy of being honored. You are worthy of space, of safety, of relationships where your no is respected and your yes is celebrated. So start now with one choice, one pause, one brave moment of self-respect, and then another and another. Let the way you honor yourself become your new normal. Let peace be your baseline, not something you chase. Because the more you protect your energy, the more clearly you'll hear your truth. And the more clearly you hear your truth, the more powerfully you'll live your life. You deserve a life that feels aligned, a life that honors your softness, your strength, and your sacred limits. So choose you. Choose your peace, choose your truth, and And remember, boundaries aren't about pushing people away. They're about staying rooted in your truth.